Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use NDI sources in your live video productions with vMix. We talk about NDI quite a bit on our videos, but if you're new to NDI, here's a really quick explanation. NDI is a standard that allows you to send and receive video production sources over a local network. That means you can send and receive inputs such as cameras, videos, program outputs, computer-generated graphics, audio, or any individual input in vMix. NDI allows you to connect NDI-compatible devices together so you can utilize these sources over a local network. You can send and receive from other vMix computers, receive a desktop feed, send and receive from other encoders, or any other NDI-capable program or device. It's great for adding high-quality, low-latency production elements without the need for additional capture hardware. Now, one thing to note is that you will need a gigabit Ethernet network for NDI. Alright, so to add an NDI source into vMix, it's really simple. You just click Add Input and then go to the NDI/desktop capture section. Now this will populate with any NDI sources that I have available to me on my local network. So as you can see up the top here, I have a Bird Dog, which is a device that converts a camera to an NDI signal. I have Dragonstone, which is my studio PC. I have a couple of NDI cameras here, the NDI, the PTZ1 from NewTek, and a PTZ Optics camera, as well as some other things that I've got running on my computer, including Premiere Pro that I can use via NDI. So if I wanted to add an NDI source, for example, if I wanted to bring in my desktop capture from my PC, all I need to do is select it and then click OK. Then I can start using it like I normally would with any other input in vMix. Say I wanted to add another one, I just click Add Input, go to my NDI section, and I can select, let's say, this Bird Dog Studio. So now I've got two NDI devices in my production. Let's just say I don't want to add a new one, but I just want to change it. I can right-click and bring up the NDI menu, which allows me to select a different input. So now, as you can see, I've brought in a camera from the AJA input on my computer over the network into this vMix production. So I'm actually bringing a camera from another vMix production through the network into this one here. Okay, so as we showed before, if we go to Add Input, then go to NDI, I can actually bring in live computer-generated graphics from different graphics programs. So I've got Premiere Pro set up here, so I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to set this in Overlay Channel 1, and then I'm actually going to just play out my graphics here. So if we go back to the start, like so, I can play out my graphics directly via NDI. So there are plenty of programs now that support NDI playout. So let's try another one. So for example, if I go to NDI again, and I load up the character animator, I can actually start using a live character in my production like so. So I can actually start talking and using a live character directly over NDI. So that's a representation of me. So I'm using that over NDI, which is pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to make NDI sources from your vMix production. So not only can you receive different sources, but the great thing about vMix is that you're able to send so many different inputs via NDI, not just your program output. So alongside your output, you're able to send cameras, calls, and audio to other NDI devices on your network. So in order to do this, you'll just need to go to the Settings section, and then go to Output/NDI. Now this can also be found by going to the external gear and selecting Output/NDI settings down the bottom. Okay, so on this screen here, you'll be able to set up different things like your outputs, your full screen outputs, your NDI outputs, and that type of thing. So we're just going to look at the NDI outputs today. Okay, so on a basic level, if you just want to send your vMix output via NDI, you just need to turn it on here by clicking this here to turn on. Now, if you do make any changes here to your outputs, you will need to restart. So when you click OK here, it will ask vMix to restart. Now, if you've got the vMix 4K or Pro Edition, you can actually set up all four of these outputs to use NDI. That means if you wanted a specific input to be sent over the network, you could just assign it here and make it available. For example, we'll just select number 4 here. So instead of sending the output, we can choose any of our inputs that we want to send over the network. For example, if we picked input 2, it would select this picture here. We could also send something like a multi-view if somebody was monitoring it over the local network. We could even send the preview if we wanted to. So once we've set up that particular output, we just need to turn it on here. Now you'll notice a column here that says overlays, and we can choose to create a clean feed essentially. So if we wanted to remove a certain overlay or all of the overlays, we can do that here as well. So this could be handy if you want to send a clean feed to maybe the NewTek ISO recorder, or you want to just send out a clean feed to somebody monitoring on the network or something like that. Now underneath that is probably the most important thing for getting started with NDI if you want to start sending things over the network. You'll notice here that we have cameras, calls, audio inputs. So if you want to turn these on, just select this button here. If you want to send your audio outputs, which means your different audio buses over the network, you can tick that on there as well. So that's how easy it is to set up sources from vMix, so you can see them on the local network via NDI. You just turn them on here, and then you'll be able to click the OK button. vMix will restart, and then you'll be able to see these on the local network. Now you'll be able to then see them in this Add NDI section here. So like we have with our other computer, we're able to see these sources on the local network. Now one thing to consider is that NDI will use some CPU. So if you're not actually using NDI on the local network for any sort of sources or anything, it's probably best to turn these off so you're not using any additional CPU that you might not need to. Okay, so that's how you send and receive NDI sources from vMix and also add them to your video production. It's a really great way to share video, audio, cameras, and graphics all over the local network without any additional hardware. So if you have any questions about NDI, feel free to send us an email via the support contact page on our website. On our website, we also have a page for NDI, so that's just vmix.com/NDI. We have a lot of information on there about NDI and vMix as well, including our desktop capture program that allows you to capture the desktop of any PC or Mac and bring that into your vMix production via NDI. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you on the next video.
Click to watch another exciting vMix tutorial.